The journey has not been kind to you.
Yo, it's Young Karma, and here's my complete Act 1 boss guide. Bloated Miller will do 4 main attacks that are telegraphed and easy to avoid. He will do this charge attack, and also this slam that has a shockwave. The charge attack is telegraphed by him dropping his weapon from his shoulder, and he also grunts right before charging. You can easily avoid the charge by dodging to either side. The shockwave slam is telegraphed by him glowing red, and he will also say split you. The attack can also be avoided the same way by dodging to either side. You want to time your dodge though, because if you dodge too early he'll track you. He does this attack where he swings his weapon left and then right. It is signaled by him saying die. The best way to avoid this is just by moving back. He also has his attack where he smashes his weapon on the ground. This is telegraphed by him dropping his right shoulder back, and it will hold it there for a second before he slams. You can also just move back to avoid this attack. The Crowbell boss will do this attack where it releases multiple crystal shards towards you. The attack is telegraphed by this wind up animation. The attack can be avoided by either dodging at the right time or getting out of the way. The boss will also do this attack where it releases 5 crystal shards one by one. The boss will use this weapon for this attack. The crystals are slow, so it's fairly easy to avoid by just circling the boss, but you just want to make sure you're moving during this attack. The boss will summon 5 wolves. The boss will say feed or my pets hunger before summoning them. You want to kill them as soon as possible because it can be difficult to avoid them and the boss's attacks at the same time. There's also this ground AoE tag. The tag is signaled by the boss saying swell and also frost growing on the ground. To avoid this, just move out the radius of the attack. There will also be these glowing rings on the ground that you want to avoid. The Devourer will spit blood at you. This attack is telegraphed by the boss pulling his head and body back. This attack can be avoided by timing your dodge. The boss will also spit multiple poison projectiles at you. This is telegraphed by the boss pulling his head back and the body turning green. The best way to avoid this is to move back and get out of range. The boss will also do this ground slam with his head. This is signaled by it pulling his head back similar to the last attack. This attack can also be avoided by just moving back. The boss will also try to attack you with this tail. There is an audio cue, the tail, that warns you prior to it attacking. Brambleghast will do this double swipe with this arm. The boss needs to get some momentum before doing the attack. That is when you want to back up. There will also be this attack where 2 roots with the purple glow will slam on the ground. The boss will slam the ground before the attack. When you see the roots come out of the ground, immediately back up and be ready to dodge. There's this attack where roots come out of the ground and attack you. The boss will do a roar before the roots grow. To avoid this, you can either destroy the roots or move away from them. The boss will also summon purple energy balls that will track you. You can avoid them by just running. What I like to do is activate the purple energies as soon as they spawn, that way I don't have to worry about them. The Rust King will do this attack where he swipes his arm at you. The attack can be telegraphed by him bringing his arm to his chest. This attack can be avoided by dodging or backing up. Boss also does a variety of sword summon attacks. The attack is telegraphed by swords spawning above his head. When you see this, you want to back up and get ready to dodge. He will also do this attack with swords. You want to get in between the swords to avoid them. Boss will do a lightning barrage attack and then summon enemies. This is signaled by him saying for the clan and also raising his arm and standing still. You want to kill the enemies quickly so they don't overwhelm you. Rotten Druid will do this Thorns attack. To avoid this attack, track the yellow glow and move away from it. The boss will also do this more complex version of the attack. Do the same thing to avoid this attack and make sure you're moving. The boss will also summon roots that will do this smash attack. The ground will glow before the roots come out of the ground. The best way to avoid these attacks is to constantly move and dodge roll until you're away from the roots. The boss will do this teleport attack. If you stay in the affected area, it will teleport you to the middle where you will take a lot of damage. To avoid this, just move out of the affected area. The boss will also do this rock attack. Asinia will do this sword combo. You have to watch your arm movement to be able to anticipate the attack. Then you can back up or dodge roll at the right time. She will also do this green flame ground summon attack. The green ring on the ground signals the attack. To avoid the attack, stay out of the ring. The boss does this teleport attack. Once the boss disappears, keep moving and be ready to dodge. She does this attack where she releases multiple green flame projectiles. The attack is telegraphed by her bending forward slightly and charging her sword. Keep moving backwards to avoid the attack. Asinia will also do this Prison of Bones attack. She says Prisoner of Bones before the attack happens. To avoid this attack, destroy the bone wall and move out the way. Draven does this attack where he releases multiple green flame projectiles, and also this more complex version where he'll do it twice. The attack is telegraphed by him bringing his sword to his side, charging up for the attack. When you see this, immediately back up and be ready to dodge. He also does this sword combo. You have to watch his arm movement to be able to anticipate the attack, and once you've done this, you have to time your dodge roll. The boss does this attack where he slams his foot, creating green flames that come towards you. The attack is telegraphed by him raising his foot. As soon as you see this, back up and get out of range. Lachlann will do this double mace slam. The attack is telegraphed by him bringing his mace over his head. To avoid this attack, move out of range or dodge at the right time. He will also do this spirit summon attack. The attack is signaled by him putting his arm out and looks like he's summoning spirits from the ground. You can avoid this attack by dodging at either side. He does this swing melee attack. He will gather momentum before doing the attack. That is when you want to back up. He also does this variation of the spirit attack. The attack telegraph is similar to the other attack. He will put his arm out, but this time you won't see a glow under his arm. It will be by your feet. When you see this, keep backing up until the spirits drop. The Crowbell will do this swing uppercut melee attack. This is signaled by his arm glowing. When you see this, you want to back up. The boss will also do a ground slam and leaping slam attack. The leaping slam attack is telegraphed by the boss touching the ground before jumping in the air. You can avoid the attack by dodging to either side. The ground slam attack is telegraphed by him raising his arm and begins to glow right before the attack. You can avoid this attack by moving back or dodging to the side. The boss will grab the bell and move to a different arena. Now he will do two new attacks, the bell slam and the bell swing. The bell slam is telegraphed by him raising the bell. To avoid this attack, you want to back up and prepare to dodge. The bell swing is signaled by an audio cue, and the boss will build momentum before swinging. To avoid this attack, back up and get out of range, and if you can't, dodge towards the way the bell is swinging. The boss will do this Thorn Grip attack. The attack is telegraphed by him saying Thorn Grip. To avoid this, anticipate the attack and dodge to either side. He also does his AoE charge staff attack. The attack is signaled by him raising his staff. When you see this, you want to back up. The boss does this purple energy ball attack. The energy is slow, so you should be able to anticipate where it is going to go and dodge at the right time. The boss does 2 unique debuff attacks that can imprison you. The first debuff requires you to keep moving. The attack is telegraphed by a purple symbol and effect around you. The second debuff requires you to stop moving and stay still. This is telegraphed by a red symbol and effect around you. The boss will also spawn totems that will do damage over time. You want to destroy them as soon as they spawn. The Executioner does this Mace Slam Shockwave attack. The attack is telegraphed by the boss bringing his mace over his head. This is when you want to back up and prepare to dodge to the side. He will do this Mace Flame attack. He will bring his mace over his head and hold it there while he is charging up for the attack. The mace will also turn an orange flame color. I found that the best way to avoid this attack is to circle the boss and dodge when the mace is about to drop. There's quite a big delay before he attacks you, so you don't want to dodge too early. He also does this double swing attack with his mace. He builds momentum before attacking and the attack is slow. Just move back to avoid the attack. The boss does this leaping slam attack. The boss stays in the air for a second before dropping down. This should give you time to anticipate where to dodge. The boss will do a guillotine attack. The boss has guillotine drops before the attack, and there's also smoke where it drops. You just want to stay out of the smoke to avoid the attack.
Down here. Guillotine. Trots. Justice will be served. Guillotine. Trots. Time is up. Guillotine. Trots.
Candlemass will do 2 types of slash attacks, a flame slash and a sword slash. The sword slash is signaled by the boss picking up his arm and get ready to attack. This is when you want to back up. The flame slash is preceded by the boss spinning. This is when you want to move to the side and prepare to dodge. The boss will do this fire breath attack. The boss does a charge up before the attack. The best way to avoid the attack is to get close to the boss and circle him until the attack is over.
Thunderous shot.
The boss also does this flame grenade attack. The boss will get in like a power stance before the attack. That is when you want to get behind him because he can only do the attack in one direction. The boss will do this leaping slam attack. The boss gets some momentum and runs 2 steps before the attack. This is when you want to anticipate the attack and prepare to dodge. Count Geonor is the Act 1 final boss. He does this sword combo attack. The combo is fast, so as soon as you notice it, you want to dodge and back up. The boss also does this frost wall attack. You just need to get away from the frost walls before he slams his sword down. The final boss does a sword thrust attack followed by a long range sword swing. The attack is telegraphed by the boss saying, "Run, little rabbit, or you'll pay with your life." To avoid the sword thrust attack, dodge to either side and then back up to avoid the sword swing. The boss will do this Frost Blast attack. He will say easy prey of first ones and line up and charge his sword before the attack. To avoid the attack, dodge to the side.
First dawn's frost. Easy prey. Kneel. Easy prey. Run, little rabbit.
Suffer!
You will falter. Easy prey.
The boss will do this Sky Drop attack. The attack is signaled by him disappearing. When you see this, be prepared to move out of the radius of the drop shown by a red ring on the ground. He does this Frost Breath attack. The attack is preceded by the boss saying Desolation. To avoid the attack, move away from the direction he is facing. He does this Requiem attack where there are pillars of light. The attack is signaled by the boss holding his sword above his head in the air. You want to move around and avoid the pillars. He'll later do a blood pillar version of this that will do more damage. The boss has this Freezing Gale mechanic where there is cold smoke everywhere except the middle. You want to stay out of the cold smoke because it will do damage. There will be wolves that come and attack you. The boss will also leap through the middle. This occurs after a line of dialogue, so anticipate the attack and be prepared to dodge.
No tales were told. None new, none old. And their endless hunger grew ever stronger. I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Requiem and freezing gale.
The boss does this Ice Shards attack. The attack is signaled by the boss planting his sword into the ground. You just have to stay off the ice patches on the ground to avoid the attack.
Solstice of pain. As night falls, winter's chill sought the unworthy through an endless night. They wither and tarry, forsaken frosts, as cold as death of Beira's misery. The pack won't forget. Freezing gale. I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Solstice of pain. I smell your blood, and I am ravenous. Killing frost. Allow me to clear your mind, if only for a moment. The madness, it can